So I wanted to do a little house tour so you could see where we're up to, what still needs to be done. This is the porch. So when I did this, this was actually a collaboration with Dunelm. So everything that you can see in here is Dunelm, from the blue paint on the walls, which is called Norfolk blue, to the beautiful paper, which is from their dormer range, this lovely vintage style mirror, the shoe cabinet, which is obviously super handy, and these gorgeous floor tiles as well. Everything that you can see is Dunelm. We've also since added a door curtain, which helps to keep some of the draft out, but this is obviously the room that you first see when you come in. So when we leave the porch, we move into the hallway, which, as you can see, is not decorated in any way, shape or form. It leads up to the stairs, through to the kitchen that way, and then into the boot room over here. So the plans for the hallway, first of all, are a light wallpaper with a really delicate, dainty kind of floral pattern, something I can follow up the stairs, where I can do more alongside that, like paneling up on the landing maybe. We are going to rip this carpet up. Underneath is more wooden floorboards, so stay tuned because that will be happening very soon. And then, like I said, it leads on to the boot room, which is only a very, very small boot room, but this is what we've done with the space. So new flooring, paint on the walls and wallpaper. The paint and wallpaper are both from Graham and Brown. I will pop in the caption below all of the wallpaper names, all of the paint names, in case there's any that you're interested in. But I'm absolutely in love with the design, the colour, the pattern. What you can't see, which is behind the door, because it is very small in here, is we have some shelving, which has got all my DIY bits on as well. And then over here, just behind the door, is also a couple of coat hooks, just to try and squeeze as much in here as we can. A little bit messy over here, but it is a good use of the space, because beforehand it was just cupboards, floor to ceiling cupboards, and we couldn't do anything with it. After the boot room off the hallway is into the kitchen. Now, we've done nothing in this kitchen, and I am really excited to get my hands on it this year. So first things first, I do want to wallpaper this wall, which will also flow through into the utility, but I'll cover that properly in a second. And then in the actual kitchen space, which is a good size, minus Logan's bouncer, because it is obviously quite bulky in the middle, but that will be gone eventually. So what I really want to do is, first of all, change the cupboard doors to a different colour. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to try and take the edges off or just replace the whole of the doors. Probably the latter of the two, as I think it'll be a bit easier. And then I want to do like a shiplap style panelling on top of this splashback, because this just feels too grey and white, which, as you know, is not me in any way, shape or form. So I think that will look really nice, really vintage. Ideally new flooring, but I feel like that would be an absolute pain. It's just very beige, very boring and not very me. But they did make really good use of all the cupboards in here. So we have pull-out drawers, which we absolutely love. Above the hob, you've got a spice rack. We haven't actually used it. I need to at some point. What used to be the old window and door before they extended has now been turned into open shelving. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, but we are going to get that sorted once obviously Logan's baby stuff is out the way. I do eventually want to change this fridge into a Smeg one, either cream or blue. So keep an eye out, because when we do the kitchen makeover, it'll be new appliances, new surrounds, new doors, new everything. I just want it to be completely fresh and us, basically. Also have, which is one of my favourite things, an understairs pantry. Again, it is a mess and needs sorting out, but light obviously working, which makes it a lot easier. All the shelves, a lot of floor space, and like I say, we do need to give it a good clean. This obviously has the cutest little door to get in there as well. After the kitchen, we move on to the utility. I have literally just added the new shelves. You've probably either already seen it or will see it soon, but this space beforehand was big cupboards here. Obviously we've got these full floor length big cupboards on the other side. It just felt very boxed in, very small. So the shelves just made it feel a little bit more open. But obviously washing machine and tumble dryer, built-in freezer, boiler cupboard, and just storage absolutely everywhere, which is the reason we could afford to get rid of the cupboards here. Onto the downstairs bathroom. So we did like a mini makeover in here where we just painted all the tiles because they were brown and just felt really old and dirty basically. But I want to rip this whole room apart at some point. I want to move it all completely, so I want a freestanding bath facing that way. I'll then move the radiator over, put the sink here, put the toilet here, and then if you come in, where the toilet actually is, can then be a shower, ideally. So we've done a walkthrough from the hall to the kitchen to the utility, which then actually flows through into the dining room. Huge space, absolutely love this room. It's got so much potential, there's so much I want to do to it. Obviously the first thing we did was rip out the old door and window to create the bifolds. So what I am planning to do in here is a mural across this wall and this wall, so it all flows round, and it will be like a very natural nature type mural, so thinking trees, which I just think will really liven the space up. And then behind you we also have the library, which at the moment are just 2 bookshelves, but the plan is to make it floor to ceiling, all the way across, over the top here with extra shelves, and really build it in, and that'll be like a really lovely, probably olivey, mossy green, so that again, that kind of nature from outside to inside along with the mural all flows through nicely. I did do the flooring in here, absolutely love the flooring that we've done. I really like the natural wooden effect. And then it also leads through into the living room for a natural wooden flooring as well. Now this living room is small, it's cozy, it's snug, which is everything that we wanted. Again, the playpen will go at some point, but basically we wanted a Harry Potter themed living room. So we have the Hogwarts map, we've got the built-in shelves, and then we've got over the fireplace, we have the nice arch kind of shaped mirror, and then as you pan around the room with all the little Harry Potter gems and hidden little nuggets, we also have the Harry Potter wallpaper, which I'm still to this day absolutely obsessed with. Love this wallpaper, I don't think it will ever go. It's not, you know, the normal, it's more niche and it's more us, which is absolutely what we wanted. The only thing I'm thinking of changing in this room is potentially the fireplace surround. So I feel like it's just really basic, quite an orangey wood. So I'm either thinking to add some corbels to it and some appliques across here, or just completely rip it out and find either a free or a cheap one on Facebook Marketplace to upcycle, just to really keep it in theme with the rest of the room. Now, the living room is not just accessible from where we've come, from the dining room, but also leads back round to the hall. So the house, in essence, is like a big loop, so you can go one way or the other, which is quite handy. And then it goes upstairs, which I will go upstairs and take you through in a minute. So coming upstairs, the first room I want to show you is Logan's nursery. This was actually one of the first rooms that we finished when we moved in, and this was because it was what we called the smoker's room. Now, we came in here and it was literally so strong, we were gagging. Obviously had to rip the flooring up because it was carpet. We had to nicotine stain, prime all the walls, and then paint them, and then put this beautiful hot air balloon mural up, which goes most of the way around the room. Obviously we've got his cot, his little wardrobe, and a few toys for him in here. But honestly, I absolutely love this room. I can't see it changing for the foreseeable, and hopefully he loves it for years to come. But moving out of his room onto the landing, the next room that we go into is what we have called the dumping ground, because it has been used as nothing but a dumping ground. It is full from floor to ceiling with absolute rubbish that just needs sorting through. But once that's done, it will be playroom. Anyway, going through the gorgeous arch, which we intend to keep, into our current bedroom, which is actually the smaller of the two bigger rooms. but this is the one that we have recently colour drenched in the beautiful shade Hazy Pink by Ronseal, and it was a one coat paint and I absolutely love it. So we did obviously the mirror, the walls, the ceiling, the radiator. Again, the carpet is going to get ripped up. I hate it, I hate all the carpets in the house. So we're going to refinish the flooring underneath properly. And it's a bit of a old ladies room, people say, but that's what I wanted. I wanted it to feel in keeping with the age of the house, which is the same reason that we went for the hot air balloon mural in Logan's nursery, because it just felt right in this style and age of house. Coming out of our current bedroom is going into the actual master bedroom, which one day will be our bedroom. Quite a big room, not been done. Obviously we're using it at the moment as almost like a second playroom. Sometimes Mike will sleep in here if Logan's having a bit of bad nights, so that we can take it in turns, looking after him where needs be, and so that I can get up early without waking up Mike, and vice versa. We also have built-in floor-to-ceiling wardrobes, which is a huge help. So it takes up less space floor-wise. This room then leads onto an ensuite. It is a very small ensuite. There's not really much we can do with it at the moment, but at some point it does need reconfiguring in here as well. It is a small walk-in shower, so we need to get that sorted at some point because it just splashes water everywhere. I personally am not a fan of floor-to-ceiling tiles, so at some point I want to rip all the tiles off and do it just where it's necessary, so the actual shower and a couple around the basin. But if you can come through and have a look, this is the loo with a view. I will do a garden tour with our garden plans at some point in the future. Obviously follow for the journey, come and see what we get up to, and I will take you with us along the way. I hope you enjoyed this like mini little tour around the house. Yeah, make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon.